You're back.
Oh, got the beers.
Oh, mid-tides.
Got the burly mid-tide.
Are we going to tell people about the car?
This thing.
Yeah, our big reveal.
The big reveal.
This is it.
This is it.
No, not
No,
really.
it's definitely not it. Definitely not it. So I'm going to start off the Q&A with my own question. I'm sure you guys have got this question to be fairly new. Tony, what is that red sex that you're driving? So that is the pinnacle of motoring from the 80s, guys. That's a 1989 Ford Laser station wagon.
Yes.
Why did we buy it? Well, the Triton is actually going to be out of action for some time.
It's all next Monday, guys. We're sharing it all next Monday. So,
it's all connected, alright?
Yeah, it's all connected. Sorry, just trust the process. I also just wanted to share, we have two really exciting announcements that we want to share with you guys. We're going to talk about those at the end of this Q&A session.
But let's get stuck into some questions, eh?
Yes, so we put out the call to you guys on Instagram, here on YouTube and on Facebook. We haven't really gone through them yet. I've just screenshotted all the questions, so we're just going to answer them.
I really haven't read any of these questions yet, so it's going to be interesting how we answer these.
Screenshot.
I reckon we read out the question and I'll type it up so it pops up.
Oh, I like this one. Vision or plans for the next 5 years?
Vision or plans for the next 5 years, that's a goodie. So I think we've shared that a little bit with you guys. You guys might have a bit of a feel of what exactly we're going to be doing. But we do intend to travel the rest of Australia, not just Queensland. And once we've got that done and we've had enough of being on the road, we want to set up a farm basically. So we want to have a farm with a food forest, we're going to grow our own food, and we also want to build a shed house that we're going to live out of sustainably. So it's going to be completely off-grid. We're going to be getting our own water via dam, bore, rainwater, whatever we can do, and have it totally solar powered, which I'm really excited to do.
I'd also love to have a little cafe on our property. I'd love for it to sort of be open for campers.
We'll have to share the lifestyle with people. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Next question. How do you get around the GCM weight limit issues? Are you under or have an upgrade? So our GCM.
Alright, so in terms of GCM, we are well under, haven't needed to upgrade our GCM. I might actually find our weight sheet and post it up for you guys so you can see for yourself.
We actually have already done a YouTube video where we got weighed. Our whole setup got weighed, car and caravan, and we also had an ATM upgrade on our caravan. So we do actually have an episode, we'll put that up here.
Personally, I think weight distribution is big as well, not just being under your actual GCMs and GVMs and stuff, because by overloading your rear axle and taking a load off your front axle, your brakes, your steering and all that is compromised, and you definitely do not want that when you're towing your rig. That's about 5.5 to 6 ton.
It's definitely worth getting weighed.
Go get weighed by professionals and they'll run you through the whole lot. I think that's very important to do.
Next one, do you work on the road?
Work.
Yes.
Making YouTube videos is quite a lot of work. Those of you guys that don't know, there is a lot of work that goes into putting together good quality content for you guys to watch every week. It's not something I can whack together in just a couple of hours.
But it's something that we love. And
yeah,
also
definitely.
To answer that question, work. So when we first moved into our caravan, Antonio did actually get a job when we were on the Sunshine Coast, because we were here for a couple of months. Antonio is a painter by trade, and he picked up a couple of weeks. Oh no, you did a couple of things. You did painting, you for a paint contractor on.
Yeah, and I'll cover this one. So, and I also got a job, get this right, as quality control for a hail repair centre. So they did hail repair on vehicles. I didn't tell them what sort of painter I was, right? And they gave me the quality control job of checking everybody's work over the hail repaired vehicles.
So we just posted up in the Sunny Coast community board, hey, we're looking for casual work, and that's how those two gigs came about. In which direction are you planning to travel? No plan, nomads.
I love that.
I do like that.
Our plan for travel is we are heading west. I cannot wait to get over to Western Australia. I'm not sure where or how exactly it's going to happen. It's really going to depend on the weather and what the weather's doing, but definitely really keen to get over to WA and see that coastline because it looks unbelievable.
So obviously you travel the southern part of Australia during the summer, warmer months, and then the northern side of Australia during winter months, and there's a fair few reasons. It's like wet season up high, so it just rains all the time, and there's cyclones, and down below is really cold. Like Tasmania is still freezing in December, so and that's the
Speaking
warmest
from
it's going to
experience,
get.
guys.
That's
yeah,
from
it's
experience.
chilly down there.
Yeah. So what was your favourite and least favourite thing about van life? Love yous.
Favourite thing about van life? Love you too, guys.
I really enjoy having less stuff, which is weird because when we lived in a house, I used to love going to the Sunday markets and op shopping, and I was on Facebook Marketplace all the time trying to find stuff to decor a house and make it look pretty. In the van, that's shifted a lot, and I've really enjoyed just owning less stuff.
You actually love getting rid of stuff more
I
than
love
anything
getting
else
rid
now.
of stuff now. Like, it's a really good feeling just letting go of things.
My favourite part is the freedom of mobility. So based on where you want to be, you can just take your house and move your house and be somewhere else within a day.
Yeah, I was going to say really quickly as well, it also really does make you appreciate the simple things in life, like having fresh, clean running water and sun. I know it's really simple things, but especially when you're off-grid camping and remote camping, it really does make you appreciate those stuff. The cons.
Least favourite thing about van life?
I know a big thing for us is we really enjoy free camping and touring and moving quite fast. With a caravan, sure, you can still do all those things, but you still are very much limited.
We literally start driving before we try and find somewhere to stay. We just start heading in a general direction or to a certain place, and then on the way there is when we look for somewhere to stay. And a lot of the time that can take quite some time to try and find somewhere that's going to be affordable. Sometimes we end up having to budge and spend a lot more than what we anticipated on spending on our accommodation, which is the least favourite thing about caravan life. I guess in a van it'd be a different scenario. You can sort of stealth camp a little bit easier, but in a caravan it is very difficult to conceal a big rig. You can't just drive down a dirt road and set up for the night because you don't know if you're going to be able to turn around. There's no 3-point turns with a rig like this, and it's a lot of reversing if you get stuck.
I keep thinking of Braxy. Braxy's not here with us at the moment, but I know for Brax, he really struggled. He'd always say the caravan was squishy.
Yeah.
He's 9 years old.
So he appreciates space.
He appreciates his space, yeah, so that was definitely a con for our 9-year-old Braxy.
And Leo's groovy as. Leo's he doesn't seem like he's got any cons. He just cruises along like no dramas.
He's 2.5.
He's pretty chill.
True. Yeah, chill. Where is the best place you have stayed on the sunny coast?
Oh man.
I feel like we're at one of them.
I'm going to mention two.
Yeah, I've got two as
well. I've got two as well.
What's yours?
Of the Happy Plant Farm.
Yeah, me too. They're mine.
So
yeah.
That's it. Where we are right now is Hidden Valley, and it's located basically just near Yandina. I love that northern end of the sunny coast, the Coolum section. There's no junk food and stuff around here, so when we stayed here for some time, we were the healthiest we'd ever been when we stayed here, purely because nothing's open when you get those like midnight sort of cravings for bad food, and there's so much good food available here to eat as well, so I really enjoy that about staying here.
If you do appreciate nature, having a campfire, being 10 minutes from the beach, this is a good spot. This
is the zone for you. And then the Happy Plant Farm, you get a private section to yourself with like an outdoor bath, your own toilet, shower and stuff covered up as well, little covered gazebo sort of area for a barbecue, and just a good little private camping zone to yourself. Obviously you pay a bit more for something like that, but I think
it's still really good value.
$40 a night for that, I think is not too bad.
That's where we had the outdoor bath and all that. I'll leave that video up
there
as
we
well.
might try and run some footage.
How do you find your next destination? Is it apps or word of mouth?
Mostly apps, hey. So the app we primarily use, I'm going to say, is Wikicamps and HipCamp.
I love that you're answering this, but I'm
She's the one that does it. I'm well aware of what happens. So I'm a driver, so I am pilot one in driver's seat.
Yeah, you do a
driving,
good job of driving.
And Shani's in the passenger seat co-pilot. She is finding us spots to stay as we're travelling towards our destination. And Wikicamps and HipCamp are the ones that we use to find them. Loads of free spots on Wikicamps. Free spots are gems, hey, like if you guys are cruising around and you're not quite going to make it to a spot, kids are hungry, you've had enough of driving, there's normally always a free spot close enough for you to pull into. It's got water, most of them have got dump points, there's a park for kids to play in, they're pretty good.
And word of mouth, we have found some of really groovy places word of mouth just from talking to parents, mums at the park. I found a few cool places. I was like, let me answer this. Yeah, park mums. When you know what it's like when you travel, you basically stop at almost every park.
If you have kids.
If you have kids.
If you don't have kids, it'd be a bit weird if you stopped at every park.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity to talk to like local families and parents. So I have also found good places. Some of the best places actually just from connecting with people. If we're kind of know we're going to a certain area, there's a Facebook group, I think it's called like Free and Cheap Caravan Camping. And the search bar on that group page, I would just search like Agnes Water and people will list things.
Next question.
So is your next adventure on a yacht? I'm not going to answer any of those kind of questions.
You're not going to answer any questions regarding the news, the new
How
stuff?
would you answer that without kind of being like beating around the bush?
True. Okay, next question.
Okay. Top 5 places in Oz you want to visit. Ooh, okay. Do you want to go first?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, so if you guys know me, you know how much I love fishing. I love the water,
yeah.
I love oceans, I love reefs. So I'm very excited to get to WA. Just off the coastline, a few hundred metres and you're out there in a reef zone.
So is it fair to say there's top 5 places you want to visit are all in WA?
WA is probably going to hold a lot of those places.
I really want to go to the Red Centre. I have a friend there at the moment who's doing amazing work out there with an Indigenous community on a farm. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. And obviously seeing Uluru, that would be pretty cool. So I really want to go to the Northern Territory. I don't know too much about it, but I'd love to, I guess, experience really remote places.
Yeah.
I would love to be accepted and welcome into like Arnhem Land.
That'd be awesome.
I also really want to get to WA as well.
The Kimberleys.
The Kimberleys, yeah. And I'd love to go back to Tasmania again. Tasmania was cool. It reminds me of like New Zealand. It's just cold there. But I love it there too. I don't know if that's 5, but yeah. Living full-time on the road, top 3 must-have items for the caravan.
For the caravan?
Yeah.
Is there one for the car as well? Can we just do 3 for each?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so in a car, I recommend you definitely need to have a second battery set up with a fridge. I guess this is kind of part of the car and caravan. I reckon it's so much better towing, if you're going to be towing, with a weight distribution hitch. I have no idea why it's even legal to tow without one when you have such a heavy rig. They make towing safer and a lot smoother in my opinion. And then things for the caravan. You want to do that one?
Yeah, I really, really love our little vacuum, a battery powered vacuum. I use that a lot. I really like it.
Cool.
Must have items.
I'm going to say having an off-grid power system. And you want to cool the van down before you go to bed and just chuck the aircon on no matter where you are.
Yeah, so it's not really item focused, it's just those things. How did you afford your setup and how do you fund your trip ongoing? Good question. Prior to leaving, Antonio and I both had businesses. I did beauty, lash extensions. Antonio was a painter and had a painting business. And I was a pretty big tight ass.
Yeah, she was, hey. Like if I spent $15 on Smoko that day, I'd get my ass handed to me when I got home. I would literally get a phone call at work.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she was real tight ass. But it was good because it allowed us to save a lot of money. We initially planned to buy a house up in the sunny coast. We were saving for a house deposit as well. Rather than purchasing that house, we bought the caravan instead, paid the car off, and that's how we afforded the setup. In terms of ongoing travel, how do we afford that? You want to take this one, babe?
Yeah, so I want to start with obviously with savings was a big one, and then during COVID we stopped traveling for about 5 months and we weren't paying rent when we were parked up at Antonio's mum's place, and Antonio did go back to work as well for a couple of months, earning some really good money, so that really helped grow our savings again.
Yeah.
But now we're in a pretty good place. We're not like making profit yet. We'll get there. It's a really big goal for us this year. We also earn money through YouTube and through YouTube ads. I'll quickly just say, so how it works is we get paid through Google AdSense. What happens is if you watch one of those ads that pop up on our videos for at least 30 seconds, we do get a small portion paid to us. If you skip the ad, we don't actually get paid for that. But I just want to say on that, thank you guys so much for supporting us and watching our videos.
Yeah.
It's because of you guys we're now earning a little bit of income to help us sustain this travel.
Pretty close to breaking even on our bills every week.
Yeah,
just through YouTube, which is...
It's a big goal for us this
crazy.
year. If we could get to that by mid this year, that would be insane. I'll just quickly say as well, I could talk about this topic for ages, but Antonio will like kill me. So there's YouTube. Affiliate marketing is a really big one, and it's becoming really common in the Australian world. For example, in our description you can see a link. If you purchase something, it's no extra cost to you. We may receive a little commission from that. Shopback Australia is an awesome app as well. I'll leave that in the description below. I've actually taken out like $75 just money that I've earned from that, so that's really cool. Another thing that we're going to mention at the end of this video is another way that we can earn money as well, so stay to the end to find out what that is. It's really, really exciting and we can't wait to share that. Are you homeschooling? So yes, last year we did do a fair chunk of homeschooling with Brax. This was before we actually enrolled him into distance education. That was a journey.
It's kind of another way of homeschooling. So distance education, you basically have access to the curriculum and a teacher sort of FaceTime call once per week.
I feel like there's a few issues with like the formal education and the curriculum, but that's a whole new story. But
you kind of just use it as a bit of a guideline.
That's a good thing, and really just kind of went with the flow with what Braxton really wanted to learn. So we actually did distance education through NEPSO. How far in advance do you book ahead for places to stay?
So if you guys have watched this video up to this point, you would have well and truly got the gist that we do not. We literally look for a place to stay while we are driving to get there. Winging it has worked out pretty well. Someone's watching over us clearly, so that's kind of how we roll.
Yeah. Have you ever been caught out with nowhere to stay? We really utilize the free camps on like the highway and things like that.
On the sunny coast we do get caught with nowhere to stay previous to going to 1770. We just basically asked around where most people were staying, and there was like an industrial estate that was developing that a lot of other motorhome and van lifers would park up and stay for the night.
You made that sound really nice, but it's also a risky thing as well. If you can sleep at night, being okay with not like possibly getting a knock on your door. But yeah, we have definitely done that.
That's the reality.
Okay. How do you each find ways to have me time while living in a van with kids?
I go fishing in the morning. I'll just let Shani know, hey, I'm going to go out in the morning. You don't need me for anything. Cool. And I disappear for a few hours that morning and I go and fish. It's like a bit of a meditation for me. I can go out on the rocks there, and most of the time I'm by myself. I'm going to be honest, it's that we don't have a routine. Like, that's not a regular thing. No. There will be times where we'll both go quite a while, but having that shower at the end of the day, I don't know, that's me time. That's your time. You just have your shower. I love, every day that's my little bit of like 5 minutes of solitude. Love having the light off in the shower and just like, I don't know, chilling out. Cool. Tried to go for runs in the morning, but it's been difficult to stay on track with fitness and trying to be self-motivated to do that. So I might try and do that some more as well. Has Tony had many offers for painting work while you have been on your trip from locals? So you mentioned that you're a painter. Most people will need something painted and mention it, whether it's a joke or serious. You will get that from people if you're a tradesman. I've only taken on a little bit of work in that sort of sense. Exchange? A little bit of paint work in exchange for accommodation. Next question. What happens when this is all over? Like when kids grow up, etc. Do you have a home base to go back to? We're thinking about renting or selling ours. Big decision to just take off and go. Personally, I'm speaking totally on our behalf only here. Whatever you plan to do with your life, you will be able to just make it happen. In terms of plans for when it's all over, we have no idea. Yeah. At all. We have no idea at all. We're gonna, once we're had enough of travelling and we decide it's time to settle down and get a property again, we don't have a home base to go back to. No, we don't. In worst case scenario, we have my mum's place to go back to, which is a flat spot we can park up for free for whatever reason. I still remember being like, oh my god, we're going to put up our house for sale, this is huge, are we making the right decision? Like, we could totally use this as an investment property. The area that we were living in was growing and all that kind of stuff. We definitely had to think about those things as well. But yeah, for us, we did explore renting. I did through our real estate, and it would have just taken us a lot longer to get onto the road if we went down the renting path. But
you really do just like make it work. This lifestyle really opens up your mind to possibilities and opportunities, and you really learn that things are always going to work out. Like the universe has your back. Yeah, you're going to go through some hard times, but you're always going to make it work. I've never felt nervous or scared about the future. I always just feel really at home, like as long as like we're like together kind of thing. My question to you is like, are you wanting to rent your house out just like for money purposes? Like, is it for security? Like, kind of ask yourself those questions. Why do you want to keep your house? If it's just because of security, I'd say don't stress too much. You'll be fine without like knowing more. But that's what I reckon.
Cool.
I'll just leave it at that. Have loved watching you guys. Would be super keen to hear the financial side of living in a caravan, weekly and monthly costs.
How do we keep track of our finances? Blatantly, honestly, we don't keep track of our finances. We basically just try and live as frugally as possible. Like occasionally we will go and, I suppose, spoil ourselves and, you know, have a bit of a splurge here and there. In terms of weekly expenses, what have we got it down to?
I have to update it because we've had a few changes, but generally our weekly expenses is $3.50 a week, which included fuel and food.
Yep. So
that's pretty much what we've gotten down to. We're in a bit of a season right now of splurging. This is definitely a splurge. We've been drinking a lot more beer than usual because it's bloody hot. And Antonio is actually the one that spends all the money, especially when he walks into a local fish and tackle store. You have spent a lot of money in those.
Yes.
So,
Next
question. That's when we blow our budget.
Next question.
Do you guys fight much? Obviously, we only see the good times. Wondering how often you piss each other off. Definitely piss each other off.
Yeah, it'd be weird if we didn't. But I think realistically, the relationship between me and Shani is very low maintenance. Shani and I were really good friends previous to, I suppose, becoming in a more intimate relationship and having kids and whatnot. So that sort of friendship is carried through. It's effortless, I guess you could say. We don't ever have to try and make it work, so it's very easy.
But we definitely
give each other the shits, man. Like, it happens, you know what I mean?
And we have disagreements.
If we do ever have a bit of a biff, we well and truly over it like within the hour. But you have a laugh about it and keep on doing your thing, man.
You can definitely just continue appreciating each other.
You guys are assets. Your partner needs to be an asset. What?
It's different.
What else we got?
I hope you're enjoying this, guys. I feel like we've been sitting here talking a lot.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to cut this down, but we'll be right.
Daily to-dos, maintenance, things not to do.
Daily to-dos depends on our accommodation situation. So if we don't have any water, getting water is a daily task.
Oh yeah.
But that'd be the only daily to-do, really. Like, it's pretty seamless.
Every 4 days we have to dump our toilet. Van maintenance, our van does need to go in for a service. I didn't actually know that vans need to go for servicing.
So our van's due for a bit of a service, which we will obviously do, and just fixing up little bits and pieces that
we got a few warranty things. Yeah,
some things are warranty, some things are a bit of wear and tear, so there's a bit to cover, but it's, after a year living in it, you'd expect that.
Yeah, it's really nothing too much. Like, example, it's a fan in our toilet area.
The switch is buggered. One of the window mechanisms sort of broke. So.
But it's nothing like to stress about. And also with the car, Antonio services it. He actually just serviced it not too long ago when we were in Lucinda. So we've been really lucky that you can do that. It's definitely saved us some money. Video is going to be pretty long, but I'm just going to quickly look.
There is a lot of questions.
There is a lot of questions. Is anything really big
that we can cover? Tell
us about your fuel bill if you drive every day for hundreds of Ks.
So that's not realistic. We do not drive every day for hundreds of Ks. You'd miss a lot. Triton's pretty good on fuel, but realistically our fuel bill, what would you say, about $100 a week tends to cover us in a grand sort of scheme?
Oh yeah, that's hard. Do you just want to tell them what's our fuel consumption usually? Like,
the fuel consumption without anything on the car, we normally sit at about that 8 or 9 litres per 100, and then with everything, with the van on and the tinny on and all the rest of that sort of jazz, we go through about 15 to 16, I'd say. The roads up north are fairly bumpy, so you go through more fuel on bumpy roads. It's a bit windier, that sort of stuff, so that impacts your fuel economy. And Diesel's been quite cheap at the
I was about to
moment
say
here in
that.
Australia, which has been
Yeah.
great. The tank is only pretty small. It's a 68 litre tank in this car, so it doesn't cost a great deal to fill. Normally our fill cost is around the $75 mark.
Fuel bill and your accommodation are going to be your biggest expenses when traveling, but that's our specs and sort of what we go through.
Oh, here's a question about the car itself, how the Triton tows. So for what it is, I'm going to say the Triton tows really, really well with the weight distribution hitch on there, and I suppose having the weight distribution set well across the caravan and the car. It tows great. Obviously with a fair bit of wind, the caravan's a bit of a kite, and you will feel it, I suppose, a little bit of swaying on the back. The braking is great, as long as you have a good brake controller, and the caravan is braked if it's heavy. Fuel economy, it covered that. Fuel economy is great with the Triton. Cons, obviously it's a 2.4 litre engine, it is not a V8, and you do know that you are towing a 2.5 ton caravan, especially at highway speeds. Some of the hills on the highways you might need to chuck it back in fourth gear, do 80 k's an hour up the hill. That's kind of what it is. In terms of off-road towing, it's towed it up and down beaches, totally fine. Up and down some tracks, it's towed it totally fine. Low range is your friend. Obviously, if you can utilise that, do so.
We didn't actually buy this Triton to travel Australia and
No,
tow
we
our
didn't.
van, but it's done an awesome job.
I've got to say, it surprised me how well one of the cheaper dual cab four-wheel drives has done.
Favourite food?
Fish!
Fish.
There's nothing like catching your own fish and preparing it for the family and yourself. Gives a really, really cool feeling.
Yeah, I love when you catch fish too, because you cook.
Prepare
And you
and
cook
cook.
it good, yeah. Breadcrumb fish, fresh fish. What do you guys do for internet while on the road? That was a journey.
I'll cover that
To
one.
get to
Internet
where
was a big journey. We went through, I suppose, wireless modems and stuff like that. It ended up costing too much, and it wasn't really worth the money in our opinion. We primarily use our phones now, so Telstra has a pretty good racket where they offer you a decent amount of data. There's no extra fees if you go over, you just need to be slowed down. We can use it to run our Chromecast because we have two phones.
So we've got 2 iPhone 11s through Telstra on monthly plans. We're on 80 gigabytes a month,
Oh, there you
and
go.
we always go over, but it's all good. I really like this one. I think we'll end on this one before we share our 2 new exciting things.
Advice for young people buying a small caravan and starting to travel. In my opinion, don't plan too much. Just, I suppose, if you can make it happen, go and do it.
It's like Antonio mentioned before, it is really ideal to break in your caravan, get to know how it works, get to know the battery system that it has, and yeah, definitely weed out any kind of issues and warranty issues, because we've had a few, and like little things, but there's still issues. You want to get a good feel of your van. The wiki camps and hip camp, which that we've already mentioned, are your best mates. Just
Great
use
apps.
them. Wiki camps is a $7 app. If you don't already have it, get it. It's great.
A nice and simple one that you shouldn't, regardless of whether or not you're going to live the caravan life, is don't get sucked into consumerism. You don't need the next best accessory. You don't need all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? You need what you need to live comfortably.
It's a lot easier to disconnect from that sort of stuff when you're living this lifestyle too. Like, less is best, definitely.
Means you're lighter, toes easier, and there's just less stuff to worry about.
Definitely also buy unbreakable plates and glasses. And definitely work out your bills into micro weekly bills for sure, so you know your costs.
Yeah. Finance is a pretty good one. So
yeah, definitely
know what it
sit on
costs
top of
you
your
to live.
finances.
Know what it costs you to live, down to the week, every expense you have, so you know just how much it's going to cost you.
I'm talking like everything we do, because we want to do this longer than a year, obviously. So we work out rego, insurances, even into micro bills.
Spotify premium.
Yeah, Spotify premiums, our
everything.
leisurely expense.
Don't let your missus steal your beer either.
We were going to be done, but Antonio found this question from our mate Troy that he wanted to answer. If you could have the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Yeah, I have thought about this. Previously, even thinking about this question, like what could I, like what? That's why I like the question, because I've thought of it before.
Yeah, it's deep. I like it, Troy.
It's a goodie. It resonates back to something that has been a big part, I suppose, in my life and my life decisions, is that I personally believe that happiness is found in the present moment. So what you need to do is make sure you are happy right now. Like, don't go chasing happiness and making like huge sacrifices constantly for future happiness, you'll get stuck in that sort of loop of just chasing happiness, you know what I mean? You need to be happy right now, do what makes you happy right now. You just need to trust the process,
Follow
man.
your inner compass.
Yeah, very nice.
I feel like we've covered a lot of questions. There were a few we couldn't answer, so sorry if we didn't answer them. But we are so excited, guys. I went to bed last night, like...
She was dreaming about it. She woke up this morning and told me she was dreaming about it.
Like,
it's been a work in progress for a long time.
A long time. So see this shirt Antonio is wearing?
Woo!
Please do not look at it as an example. It's super rugged now.
It's toast. I've been wearing it every day for ages, but you guys can finally buy one. So it's slightly different. We've just added our name through the palm tree for this shirt itself. And we have a bunch of other merch available too now for purchase, which is insane. We've got our order coming, so you can actually get some photos to put up on the site, and I'd love to wear our stuff too. But you can find it at
nomads.com.au. I don't know. I'll leave the link. There's going to be a lot of links, but I'll try and work it out so it's easy to read. Check the link below, nomads.com.au. We are dropping merch. There's t-shirts, there's
crop tops,
there's women's crop tops, there's kids t-shirts, there's embroidered hats. Like, really excited because it's something that, like you said, it's been about 6 months since we've ordered this prototype shirt. But it's happening. Really excited.
High five. We did it. We got merch done finally.
Please check out our website anyway. Even if you don't want to buy anything, please check out our website. It's super simple. I wanted it that way. But it's been like a labor of love. I'd love your feedback as well. And something else we're really excited to share with you guys. If you really enjoy our content that we bring to you weekly and see value in what we do, we have now started YouTube memberships. It's equivalent to Patreon crowdfunding, if those terms are more familiar to you, and it's totally up to you guys if you want to join, but it just provides extra support to us to continue to create these videos for you and to sustain what we do. I just want to make it super clear that our videos will always be free for you to watch on YouTube, as long as we can continue to travel. But this really, YouTube memberships, if you join, we do have 5 different tiers, but this really will allow for us to have a more deeper connection with you guys, to basically form a friendship. Just to give you an idea of some things that you'll have access to, you'll receive a sticker, a NOMOSS Nomads sticker with a personalized note. We've also would be doing exclusive Q&As fortnightly, where it's actually like FaceTiming, chatting with you guys. We've also got discount codes to our first release of merchandise, so you will have first access to that. The biggest thing I'm really excited for right now is also behind the scenes content. We're also doing, with a certain tier and up, we are sending you out a NOMOSS Nomads stubby cooler that's personalized, so it will have your name on it. There's lots of cool little perks and things like that.
But at the end of the day, it is there to keep us creating content for you guys weekly and making it free. So it's purely because you do see the value in what we do, and we're doing our best across the tiers to give something back for your contribution as well. So we thank you guys so much. If you guys are interested in looking at doing that at all, please go and take a look at our memberships, the tiers and stuff we have.
Yes,
we really do appreciate it, guys. And we also just appreciate you guys watching this stuff, commenting, subscribing, liking the videos,
engaging with us.
It's awesome.
Really cool.
It is really good, so thank you heaps.
Thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed this video. We have some really cool stuff coming, hey. I can't wait to share it with you guys.
But sweet.
Yeah, everything in the link below that we've talked about, YouTube memberships, our NOMOSS Nomads merch shop, and basically all the other links I talked about in this episode too. So check it out. Let us know what you think of this video, of our website,
of anything at all.
Of anything.